Hi, I'm Jim, and thanks for joining me. Today I've got a few more knives from Work Tuff Gear. I've got the Timberwolf and the Red Wolf. These are some of the newest offerings from Work Tuff Gear. The Timberwolf is the smaller knife, but in nature, right, the Timberwolf is the larger wolf. But in this case, the Timberwolf is the smaller knife. It's a 3.5-inch blade with a 3.5-inch cutting edge on 0.12 thickness. It's SK85, which is akin to 1095 or 1084. It comes with a Bushcraft style leather sheath with a snap so that you can, if you have integral belts like I do, you can simply wrap it around your belt and snap it together. You can also remove it if you don't like the dangler. Unfortunately, there is no way to carry it without the dangler, so you'd have to come up with something yourself. The handle is textured G10. There are two types of handles. There's the green and then there's the black. The black has the diagonal grooves. They both have bow drill divots in them. So if you're a bow drill person, this knife's for you. I won't be testing this knife today. The Red Wolf comes in two different styles. There's the black finish and there's the splatter finish. Now, this handle is the stock handle on both knives. There's also another handle that's a stock handle. I actually purchased extra Timberwolves so that I could swap out the scales. And so what I've done is I've swapped out the green scales, so green with orange liners. I've swapped out the green scales on my extra Timberwolf for this black and OD green scale that comes stock with the Red Wolf. The Red Wolf is 5 inches long with a 5-inch cutting edge. Thickness is 0.15. Again, SK85 steel. As I mentioned, the green scales, which come standard on the Timberwolf, have the vertical grooves, and again, it has the bow drill divot. All the knives come with a lanyard. This one is green, this one is brown. Again, it's how Work Tuff is sort of upping the knife game by providing you with a lanyard. I think Randall does that as well, but I don't know too many companies that actually do that. The OD green and black stock scales on the Red Wolf. There's no texturing; it's smooth. No bow drill divots. Depending on which style of knife you get in the Redwood, you will get either a Kydex or a leather Bushcraft sheath. The splatter pattern comes with the same leather sheath as the Timberwolf. The black finish comes with a Kydex sheath. Now, I much prefer the Kydex sheath, and I like this one actually a lot. It's got a Velcro and snap mechanism so that on my integral belts, I can simply slip this around and close it out. Good lockup in the sheath. One of the things that Work Tuff does is its handle configuration is standard across several of its lines. So you can mix and match scales. They do sell scales aftermarket, which you can purchase as well. All I did is I decided, okay, I'm gonna buy a couple of each knife. I'm gonna swap the scales that I want. I'm gonna go ahead and sell the other knives. And so that's what I did. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of these Red Wolves and start a fire, maybe carve some wood. So I've got a really hard piece of fat wood here that I picked up in the immigrant wilderness, and I'll just create some really wide, thin shavings. I've got my ratty old ferro rod that I use in all my testing. We'll see how it does. Now this is a sharp knife. I can tell by the quality of the shavings that are coming off. Okay, that should be more than enough shavings. They're super thin, which is great. Which you would expect that with a knife that is this thin. Now, naturally, I always want to choke up on a knife, so my natural inclination is to put my hand here, but there's no choil here, so I need to pull it back. Wait for the wind to go down a little bit. There we go, first time. And I guess I probably should have checked the spine to see how well the spine makes shavings, but I didn't even think to do that. Spine is making fine shavings, so those shavings are not as thick as with the blade. I found with the Buzon Wilderness Bowie that the splatter pattern knife actually produced better sparks than the black finish knife. So let's find out. Smoldering there, hasn't caught. There we go. So let's try it again. Let's make 2 separate piles. From an edge saving perspective, it might be better to use the spine, but I am finding that I like the shavings that I'm getting off the edge better. Especially with this piece of fat wood. With the other piece of fat wood I had, didn't matter so much because it always lit up. With this one, having those thick wide shavings is really a benefit. Now that does mean that you get a little edge wear, but if I'm cold, I'm worried about starting a fire fast and less worried about what my edge is doing. I can always sharpen my edge or hone my edge later. Yeah, and see again, this is doing a better job of getting shavings off the spine. This is the splatter pattern than the black finish one. Those are much better shavings. Let me hit the same spot. Yeah, you can see that this actually slides a little bit more. Doesn't bite in as much. So let's try to start a fire. See, I'm getting plenty of sparks. I'm just not getting that fat wood to light up. And I'm banging my knuckles in the process. Now there's no reason why this isn't starting up. I'm getting decent sparks. There we go. I had to really push those sparks into that pile. And frankly, in a survival situation, that's not what you want. But that's why you practice, so that you know these things ahead of time. Now here's the splatter pattern. There we go. Oh, it's struggling. There we go. Again, had to push low into the pile. Yeah, I don't know. I still think this one throws sparks a little better. Yeah, I think splatter pattern throws better sparks. I don't know why that is. Maybe it has something to do with the etching. Maybe it has something to do with coating on this. I do not know. It's getting a little late here, but maybe we can just do some quick carving and such. not a bushcrafter, but I guess that's a decent enough steak. It's getting late here. That was a quick introduction to the Work Tuff Gear Timberwolf and the Work Tuff Gear Red Wolf. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.